When a man truly thinks you are special, it's not always the big dramatic gestures that reveal it. Most of the time, it's the little things. See, people often look for fireworks and grand moments, but real feelings show up in the quiet, everyday actions. A man who values you will reveal it in ways that are simple but powerful. When a man truly thinks you are special, one of the clearest signs appears in the small details he remembers about you. These are not the obvious things like your name or where you work. Anyone can remember those. The details that matter are the small, almost invisible pieces of information that most people forget. Maybe one day you casually mentioned your favorite chocolate, the kind of music you listen to when you feel sad, or the movie that always makes you laugh. To most people, that conversation would pass like any other moment, but to a man who sees you as special, those details stay in his mind. You might not even realize when you first say these things. It could be during a simple conversation while you are laughing about something random or sharing a small story from your day. But later, sometimes days or even weeks afterward, he brings it up again. Maybe he shows up with that exact snack you once mentioned liking. Maybe he sends you a song that reminds him of something you told him. In that moment, you suddenly realize that he was paying attention the entire time. That kind of attention is powerful because remembering details requires effort and genuine interest. People naturally remember the things that matter to them. When someone is important to us, our mind holds onto the little pieces of information connected to them. It happens without forcing it. A man who values you will remember what makes you smile, what makes you nervous, and what brings you comfort. For example, imagine you once told him that you love watching the rain because it relaxes you. Weeks later, it starts raining and he sends you a message saying he thought about you when he saw the rain outside. That simple message might only take a few seconds to send, but the meaning behind it is much deeper. It shows that he connects everyday moments in his life to you. Sometimes the details he remembers are even more meaningful. He might remember something you said about a difficult day at work, a dream you have for the future, or something that hurt you in the past. When he remembers those things, it shows that he doesn't just hear your words. He listens to understand you. And when someone truly listens like that, it creates a deeper emotional connection. You may also notice that he remembers the little preferences you have. Maybe he remembers how you take your coffee, what time you usually wake up, or the type of food you enjoy the most. These may seem like simple details, but remembering them shows that he pays attention to the way you live your life. The truth is, in a world where many people only listen halfway, a person who remembers the small details about you stands out. It shows that you occupy space in his mind even when you are not around. It means that your words, your stories, and your personality left a lasting impression on him. When a man consistently remembers the little things about you, it reveals something deeper than politeness. It reveals genuine care. Those details become small signs of how much he values you, and each time he remembers something meaningful, It quietly says that you matter in his life. When a man truly thinks you are special, one of the clearest signs is that he checks on you even when he is busy. Life can get overwhelming for everyone. Work demands, family responsibilities, social obligations, and personal stress can easily take up all of a person's time. Most people would let a day pass without reaching out, especially if they are busy, tired, or distracted. But a man who cares about you finds a way to check in even when he has every excuse not to. That little action speaks volumes because it shows that despite the chaos around him, you are on his mind. It doesn't have to be a long call or an elaborate gesture. Sometimes it's a quick text message asking if you got home safely after a long day. Sometimes it's a simple, "Hey, I was thinking about you." It may only take a few seconds out of his day, but those few seconds show that he is willing to make an effort to reach out. And that effort, even in small amounts, is the difference between someone who is indifferent and someone who truly values you. The important thing here is consistency. One random check-in can be a coincidence or a casual thought, but when a man consistently reaches out, even during his busiest moments, it reveals genuine care. It shows that he prioritizes your well-being. He doesn't wait for a special occasion or for you to ask for attention. He proactively wants to make sure that you are okay. That is a sign of emotional investment, and it is one of the clearest ways he communicates that you matter. Checking on you also reflects his thoughtfulness. He is considering your feelings, your safety, and your happiness, even when it doesn't directly benefit him. He doesn't have to do it. No one is forcing him, yet he takes the time because he sees you as important. And that's the difference between someone who is merely interested and someone who genuinely values a connection. You may notice that the timing of these check-ins is often significant. For example, he may send a message when he knows you are stressed or when he remembers you have a big day ahead. Sometimes he reaches out simply to brighten your day with a compliment, a funny comment, or a small expression of affection. Even if it's just a few words, the act shows presence, care, and attention. A man who thinks you are special doesn't need a reason to check in. Your well-being itself is reason enough. Another layer of this is that checking on you demonstrates attentiveness and empathy. He pays attention to your moods, your routines, and your circumstances, and he responds accordingly. If he notices you were upset yesterday, he might send a supportive message today. If he knows you had a rough morning, he might send something to make you smile. These are not grand gestures, but they are personal, intentional, and meaningful. Ultimately, when a man takes the time to check on you, even when life is pulling him in every direction, it tells you something fundamental. You matter. It's a reminder that he's thinking of you, valuing you, and showing care in a way that goes beyond words. In a world where everyone is busy with their own lives, the man who makes a consistent effort to reach out and show he cares is demonstrating that you are special in his eyes. When a man truly thinks you're special, one of the most telling signs is that he makes time for you no matter what. Life is full of responsibilities, distractions, and endless commitments. Everyone has obligations, and everyone faces days when they feel stretched too thin to focus on anything outside their immediate concerns. But when a man values you, he finds a way to carve out space in his day to be with you, even if it's just a short moment. Making time is not always about grand gestures or planned events. It's about the consistent effort to prioritize you despite life's chaos. It's easy for someone to claim they care, to say all the right words, or to promise attention in the future. But actions speak louder than words. A man who thinks you're important doesn't just tell you he wants to spend time with you. He shows up. It might be rearranging his schedule after a long day at work, skipping something trivial to check in, or making sure he's available on days he knows you need support or company. This intentionality signals that being with you is not optional in his life, it is a priority. Even the small gestures of making time carry meaning. It could be something as simple as taking a short walk together, having coffee in the morning before work, or pausing during his busy day to call you just to hear your voice. These moments, while seemingly small, are the currency of genuine care. They tell you that despite all the distractions and responsibilities, you occupy a space in his life that he's unwilling to let go of. He is not waiting for a special occasion or a perfect moment. He creates those moments because he values you. Consistency in making time is also key. It's one thing to show up once, but showing up repeatedly, even when life is hectic, demonstrates commitment and respect. You begin to notice that he doesn't just appear when it's convenient or easy. He invests effort and energy to ensure that time together happens. That's the difference between someone who is interested in passing moments and someone who genuinely cherishes you. Making time is also a reflection of patience and understanding. A man who prioritizes you doesn't make you feel like a burden or a distraction from his life. Instead, he willingly adjusts and accommodates because he values the connection. This willingness to adapt shows that he sees the relationship not as an obligation, but as a meaningful part of his life that deserves attention and care. Another aspect of making time is the quality of that time. It's not just about being physically present, but being mentally and emotionally present as well. He engages with you fully, listens attentively, and participates in the moments you share. It's in these shared experiences, however brief, that trust and intimacy grow. When a man consistently makes time for you, he is communicating that your presence enriches his life and that he wants to invest in building something significant together. Ultimately, the man who makes time for you demonstrates through his actions that you are important. In a world where everyone is busy chasing obligations, priorities, and distractions, the effort to consistently be present with you is a profound statement. It says without words that you matter, that you are valued, and that he is willing to invest himself in your connection because you are special in his eyes. When a man truly thinks you're special, one of the clearest signs is the way he listens carefully when you speak. Listening is more than just hearing words. It's about giving attention, understanding, and remembering what you say. A man who values you doesn't just nod along or wait for his turn to talk. He focuses on your words, the emotions behind them, and the meaning you are trying to convey. This level of attention shows that he respects your thoughts and opinions and wants to understand you deeply. You'll notice that he remembers things you've mentioned in previous conversations, even the small, seemingly unimportant details. Maybe you talked about a problem at work, a dream you have for the future, or a funny story that made you laugh. Later on, he brings it up, showing that he was truly listening, not just passively hearing you. This kind of attentiveness is rare, and it signals that your words matter to him. Listening carefully also means he responds thoughtfully. He doesn't dismiss your feelings or rush to give advice unless you ask for it. Instead, he validates your experiences, asks questions to understand more, and offers support in a way that shows empathy. When a man listens this way, it creates a safe space where you feel valued, heard, and understood. In addition, his listening is consistent. It doesn't only happen when it's convenient or when he has nothing else on his mind. He makes the effort to focus on you even during busy or stressful times. That consistency is a reflection of his genuine care. A man who truly thinks you are special will prioritize understanding you because your thoughts, feelings, and voice matter to him. Listening carefully is one of the quiet but powerful ways he shows that you hold a unique and important place in his life. When a man truly thinks you're special, one of the clearest signs is the way he protects your feelings and respects you. Respect is not just about polite words or manners. It's about how he treats you consistently in private and in public, and how he considers your emotions and in every interaction. A man who values you doesn't make jokes at your expense, belittle you, or dismiss what you feel. Instead, he is mindful of how his actions and words affect you, and he actively chooses to make you feel safe, appreciated, and understood. Protecting your feelings means he thinks before he speaks. He doesn't say things in anger that could hurt you, and he avoids situations that might make you uncomfortable or embarrassed. If he disagrees with you, he expresses it thoughtfully without disrespect. He considers your perspective seriously and works to communicate in ways that maintain trust and understanding. This is a key difference between someone who is simply interested and someone who genuinely values you. Respect also shows in how he treats you in front of others. A man who thinks you are special will never intentionally put you down, tease you in a harmful way, or make you feel small in public. He represents you positively, defends you if necessary, and ensures that your dignity is preserved. These small acts of consideration build a foundation of trust and emotional safety that allows the relationship to grow stronger. Beyond words and actions, protecting your feelings means he genuinely cares about your emotional well-being. He notices when you're hurt or upset and responds with compassion, not criticism. He prioritizes making you feel supported rather than proving a point or satisfying his ego. This consistent care and mindfulness show that he doesn't take your heart lightly and that you are someone he truly values and respects in every sense of the word. When a man truly thinks you're special, one of the most meaningful signs is that he does thoughtful little things without being asked. These actions may seem small or even ordinary to someone else, but to the person receiving them, they carry a weight of care and attention that speaks louder than words. It's not about expensive gifts or grand gestures. It's about noticing what makes you happy and taking the time to act on it. A man who values you pays attention to the little details of your life and finds ways to show that he's thinking of you. For example, he might bring you your favorite snack on a day you mentioned you were craving it, or he might remember something you said in passing and surprise you with it later. These gestures show that he is listening, paying attention, and wants to make your life a little brighter. The effort itself, no matter how small, communicates that you matter to him and that he enjoys thinking about ways to make you feel cared for. He may also do things to make your daily life easier, like helping with a task you mentioned struggling with, sending a supportive message when he knows you're stressed, or remembering an important date or event without needing a reminder. These acts are thoughtful because they are intentional. They come from observing and understanding your needs and desires, not from obligation or habit. The beauty of these small actions is that they are consistent and come from genuine care. He doesn't do them for attention or recognition. He does them because he wants you to feel appreciated and valued. Over time, these little gestures accumulate, creating a strong sense of connection, trust, and emotional intimacy. When a man takes the time to do thoughtful little things without being asked, it demonstrates more than affection. It shows attentiveness, consideration, and love expressed through action. These small, consistent acts are powerful because they prove that he is thinking of you even when you're not around, and that your happiness matters to him in ways that words alone could never fully capture.